Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kasa Podcast. This is your boy Kojo back again, back with the tribe. We're here for another exciting episode of the Kasa Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about something we do ourselves: content creation. It's becoming something else. The need to create content, the need to generate content for the ever growing content consumers has made the act of content creating take a wild turn, and today we're going to have some very legit conversations about this. It's one of those things I've been shying away from, especially talking about some of these very heavy issues, but it's about time. It's about time. The tribe should not shy away from these things. These are things that happen around us, and since nothing is left off topic, it's time for the tribe to take a stab at it. And so today I have some wonderful people in the house. um we're going to have conversations around this. I don't know how tricky or how easy it's going to be, but hey, we're going to dive in. I have Chris and Tao in the building. Gentlemen, how you doing? How you doing? Tao is back with the punches. I always like Tao's entrance with the
Let's
punches.
go. Let's go.
You look like a heavyweight boxer ready to take it on. How you doing? How you guys doing?
I'm about to. This is a sensitive
Very
topic,
good.
so yeah, we got to come with punches.
It is sensitive, and it's going to require a lot of tact to successfully navigate the topic. But I trust you, gentlemen, and I'm hoping if you're will join the stream, because we need a lot of very careful deliberation about this. But it's a topic that needs to be had, right? And so
Yeah.
before we dive into the topic about content creation as content creators, and for us, 94 episodes in, we've been doing this for some time, and there's always the need to come up with stuff, come up with exciting topics, come up with interesting things. And the need for this is pushing people to be wild and have very interesting takes and do things for the likes, do things for the stream, for a few clicks here and there. So we're going to have some honest conversations, some tough conversations. But before those things, guys, how are you guys doing, and how was your week? None of
Chris,
you
you
is
want
going to
to
start.
go? I'll let Chris go.
Chris, how was your week? How was your week?
Yeah, my week was good. I had a pretty normal week.
Mm,
Yeah, nothing extraordinary. Everything was okay.
good, good. Tao,
Yeah.
how was your week?
It was great up until last night.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I have a new baby, a
Mm-hmm,
3 week old actually, and
mm-hmm,
so last night it was really tough. I decided the wife has been really nice to me, taking
mm-hmm,
care of the baby at night. And then
mm-hmm.
last night I was like, you know what, you've been doing a good job. Let me help you out.
Mm.
Boy, I did not sleep last night.
Baby
And
put you
so,
to the test, huh?
yeah, you really got to appreciate the women, man. It's tough. It's
It
tough.
is
But
tough.
yeah,
It
apart
is
from that,
tough.
I had a really good time. I had
That's
friends and family
wonderful.
over last night. Oh,
Mhm.
yesterday.
Mm.
It was great.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm glad. And I'm glad Duke is doing well. For those of you who
Oh,
watch
yeah.
the show a lot, a couple of weeks ago, we dedicated the show to Duke. And on the topic of dedicating the show to people, right? I have two people I want to dedicate this show to. Um, Nanabna Tao, I'm sure you're very familiar with Nanabna Rabini on
Yep.
Twitter. Today is
Yep.
her birthday. She's
Oh,
an avid listener of the show. She's always here
that's
with us.
HR, right?
Yes, Amanda. Amanda is always on the show, and today is her
Happy
birthday. So
birthday, HR.
from us here at the tribe is a big happy birthday. This show is dedicated to you, Amanda. Enjoy your day. The Casa Podcast is always happy to share in the moments like this with our listeners. And so, Amanda, enjoy your day. And another person I want to dedicate this one to is someone who is celebrating his birthday tomorrow. Tomorrow is Raymond's birthday. And so, Tao, if I give you his initials, you might find out who he is. But
Oh, I
it's
know.
Raymond's birthday tomorrow.
Yep, I know.
Yeah,
I
and
know who he
and
is.
happy birthday, Raymond. I hope you enjoy your day tomorrow. So today we have two wonderful people celebrating their birthdays, and so this show
I'm
is
gonna make
special.
sure, just to dedicate my birthday gift to him, is to make
Mm.
sure I free an animal. I'm not gonna eat meat today.
Oh, not
So,
not so you not that Raymond though. Not
oh,
not
so I
not
missed.
not not Prof. Elevator.
Oh, okay.
That Raymond. That
That's his
Raymond.
birthday, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's that
Hey,
Raymond. So we would you have to do something for Raymond. But yeah, um that is the dedications we have. But we're going to get into the topic, right? We're going to get into the topic, social media and social content and all the things that it comes with, right? Where before we dive in, I know Efia Yeboah just came in and she just stormed into the studio and she's turning everything on and off. But we got that under control. Efia Yeboah, welcome to the show. We're not even going to ask you how your week went and all that because you were late. But back to the conversation. Earlier this week, I saw a video which sort of serves as a seed for this conversation, and I sent it to you guys. I sent it to the team, and I was like, what do you guys think? What's becoming of this world, right? And for those of you who haven't seen it, this is a good opportunity to go look for the Kasa Podcast Twitter page. It's up on Twitter, and on Twitter we are at Kasa_the tribe. It's going right under, scrolling on your screen, Kasa_the tribe. You're going to see this video about a young woman who is talking about her interaction with a colleague at work. And it's the source for the conversation. That's where the whole issue we're going to be talking about, the need for content creation. And here on the podcast, we've had a couple of episodes where we've talked about these things, where people are changing gym culture. Now people are changing the culture of even complimenting, because the whole thing it revolves around a compliment the young woman received. And I would have loved to play the video for everyone to see, but it's someone's content and it's a 1 minute long video, so I definitely can't play it on stream. But if you want to see, you can quickly go to the Kasa Podcast Twitter and just check it out. But we're going to have a conversation around those things, the rules that govern interaction. So I'm going to go with you, Chris. First, what was your reaction when I sent you the video? Because I need to know. I was confused, and I don't know if Efia Yeboah remember, but I sent it to you with a question like, am I losing my mind? Like, is this what we've come to? What was your reaction, Chris?
I mean, my first reaction was, I was confused because I was trying to identify the problem in the whole story, right? Where whoever gave the compliment was wrong. I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, maybe I'm not getting the whole story right. Yes, so that was my first reaction.
Confusion.
And then confusion. I was confused because I wasn't getting the whole story. Yeah.
Okay, I want to know Tao's reaction. Tao, what was your first reaction? What was your initial reaction?
Well, oh God. So before you had sent it to me, right? I had seen it on Twitter and shared it with one of my friends, and her response was, "She's mad." And my response after watching that video was, if you know the saying, you will know how it ends. It says, "Few are roaming."
Ah,
right? Very few are roaming because she is crazy. We've seen so many absurd and extreme takes on Twitter, right? People, making TikToks or people making, posts or tweets or videos on Twitter. But this one was probably the most extreme one that I've seen.
So,
and,
I guess your reaction. Oh, you were not surprised. That's interesting.
No, I'm not.
So Chris was surprised. I was shocked. If you're a boy, are you ready to give us your take? What was your initial reaction? Because you were one of the people I asked, am I losing it? Like, is there something I'm missing? If yeah, what was your reaction? If yeah, you have to turn your mic on. You see, this is what happens when you come to my studio late.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you now. And welcome to the show.
Oh my God. Thank you.
What was your reaction?
I don't think you were losing your mind, honestly. I just felt like she just wanted to say something or record a video or have a problem. She just wanted to rant. That is why she recorded that, because I don't see the issue with a compliment, or she probably, right, didn't give us the full story.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But based on what she pardon?
That was it. There's nothing else you need to know.
Based on the story that she gave and a reaction, I'm like, how did we get here? Like someone saying, "Oh, you look good and you definitely get a book." Like, so because he proposed to his girlfriend 3 weeks ago, he can't give a compliment anymore. Or because like you cease being a nice person after you propose to somebody. I don't get it. But I think it's just ridiculous, honestly.
So I wanted to know you guys your immediate reaction, because we're going to have a real conversation. And again, this video just serves as the seed, but I think there's a broader social transformation, a paradigm shift as to what's acceptable and what's not, all in the name of content creation. This video, and Rashid had a question. Rashid made a comment, right? And I have to get to that. He's like, Kwejo, I cannot believe that the video inspired this episode. Rashid, the video itself is just the catalyst, right? I think more broadly, thanks to social media content production, things that people feel is worthy of shaming someone on, or going to make content on, or getting likes and streams on, is changing how we interact in society. And Rashid, you're an avid listener of the show. You know, we had an episode on how people making videos in the gym is affecting how we interact with people in the gym. We had a whole conversation about it. And I think Chris was on the show where we're like, if you see someone going through it in the gym, right? Someone being crushed by weight. And unfortunately, there was a story last week where a guy lost his life, sadly, through this. But there are a lot of things that can happen in the gym. Accidents can happen in the gym. But because everything is going to be clipped and put on social media, and you're going to be called a creep, and you're going to be called this, and you're going to be called that, a lot of people don't even know how to interact with people anymore. And then you see videos like this, and there are other videos, right, where people have things that happen in their lives that, outside the need to create content, someone giving you a compliment, oh, you look beautiful, and you're going to find a partner, or you're going to get a boyfriend, shouldn't be something that he should be cooked on or trolled on. And I'm using social media language, cooking, right? Someone gives you a compliment and you've brought him onto Twitter for cooking. And so there's a conversation to be had. But the first question I want to ask is, why do we think people are doing this outside just the need for a few likes? Is there a systemic problem? Is there something people are lacking at home, in their upbringing, in their interactions in life, that causes people to come for this kind of approval on social media?
Lacking at home, saying, could you lacking at home?
I don't know. I'm just
people are
at
lacking
this
at
point.
home.
I just want to know what is happening. What is making people do this?
People are. I mean, I don't know if you want me to
Sorry.
go.
Yeah,
and
Kyle, you can go.
You know, and I explained this a little bit to you, right? Earlier, that I feel like those of us that were probably born or socialized pre the millennial time, right? Pre 2000, where, if you remember back home in Ghana, where, especially for the ladies, they don't leave home until you are married, right? That is the idea. You leave your mom and dad, and so people stay home for longer. They get the affection from home. They get complimented. Hey, can you grab me that baby? Can you get me that? And so people get that affection from home. Now, what's happening now, and that is the paradigm shift that you were talking about. Now, people leave home to go chase the bag. At 16, kids that are barely into puberty are leaving to go and live on their own. And we see that a lot in this world that we've come to live, where you realize that people at 16 years old, they're going to get their own apartment, and then they'll be working, right? And so it's work, home, school, and they wake up, sleep, and then repeat. That's just what it is, right? And they barely go into the world and experience love. And so they will go to school and increase their knowledge and intelligence and all that. They have great IQ, but they miss the EQ. Where nobody, if you go into the store, or if you spend time with a community, you realize that these older women, right? Hey, can you grab me that baby? Can you grab me this? And so because they have not experienced that emotion, they only experience it when a guy is chasing them. When a guy will come to your home, or when a guy will visit them at work and bring them flowers and compliment them. That's the only time they get that affection. And so when someone else gives them that, through their whole socialization, they've not had any social or any emotional affection, right? And so if any guy gives them any compliment, you need something from me, or you have an ulterior motive, as in you like me, or you find me attractive.
Interesting.
Because they don't get any emotional affection or connection from people around them. They left home too early.
Mm.
So
Did
I
not think
think
about.
I
it,
like Tao's points,
Mhm,
Kojo,
mhm,
but I don't know if it's a result of leaving home too early,
mm. What do you think it would
right?
be then? Because
I
okay,
think
mhm,
I understand where he's coming
mhm,
from the
I would
lack
like to
of
know.
mhm,
platonic relationship where people tell you how you look like you are content. I don't know how to put it, but you're not looking for external validation. that
mm,
Hmm.
that is where I'm
mm,
coming from.
mm,
So
mm,
you have people around you, you talk, you help out, you do things. I see where Tao is coming from with that. It helps a lot. It helps with, having people around. Like, it helps with boosting your confidence to certain level, right?
mm,
Right.
So using the ladies um
mhm,
content
mhm,
as an
mhm,
example, right?
mhm.
I sort of feel like she likes the guy, right? And is looking for a she's she's looking for a story to put the guy in there. Like,
So you think this is an isolated
you,
case?
you know
It
something,
is.
if you're a boy, just to add on to yours, Sachina is back. Sachina, welcome back to the show. And she has an interesting thing. She gave us the full story. Sachina is saying she likes the man.
Mhm.
She put herself down
Oh,
and
right.
he complimented her to boost her
The
confidence,
confidence.
but she's disappointed she's taken. So it
Mm,
looks like there is some validity.
okay.
I felt that way too. I
Okay.
felt like she wanted to put
Mm,
the guy
mm,
in her story,
mhm,
because
mhm,
the guy doesn't fit in any of the things. The guy just helps you with your workout
mm,
routine, just
mm,
complimented you, and you want to find a way to insert the guy in there. And so then
mm.
she came up with, oh,
It's weird.
people are not being faithful in relationship and blah blah blah. That the guy is being weird. But again,
Mhm,
I think was talking about systemic issue. I
mhm,
see where Tao is really coming from.
mhm,
If
mhm,
I don't know about leaving home early, I think sometimes if you like certain things from home, like
mm,
from what you said, right?
mhm.
Certain not validation, like
I
lack of
still. Mhm,
affection. I don't
mhm.
know how to put it.
So I am going to lean into that validation thing a bit, but I'm going to read a comment again. It speaks exactly to what I am about to go into. Keen sent in a message. Keen, thanks for joining the show. I know you always join and you don't comment, but today you are in the comment section. That's wonderful to see. A lot of people these days are living for attention and approval.
Hmm.
They want to fill a void or address something missing in their lives. And seeking external validation helps satisfy that need. And the reason why, again, I feel it's been blown out is we've migrated social interactions into very impersonal spaces like on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day,
Okay.
yes, if you were a young man or a young woman and you needed approval and validation in the community, you had to go out there and be a nice person. You had to help an old woman cross the road. You had to help an elderly person, with their stuff. You did things. You did things that, and so
Yep.
you'd be the talk of the town. Oh, do you know Tao? Oh, that respectful young man. He helps people. Like, when you ever need help, he's always there. So you got approval, you got your ego, boosted by actually doing things. These days, the limits, the bar is so low. You just have to go on
Mm.
social media, go on Twitter, and say things you don't even believe in. Just say things you think people want to hear, and everybody will like, retweet. Oh my God, that's
Yep.
deep. Oh, you're so smart. The actual cost of that validation is almost zero.
Yep.
And so people have gotten to that point where in a day they are putting like 50 things out there and seeing what people like. And over time, they create this online persona. They are Twitter, Facebook, Instagram gangsters. They're out there doing all these things. They are like the man of the people, the woman of the people, the patron saint. They're the one. Oh my God, I can't believe I saved 50 people from dying of starvation today. Meanwhile, the person has not gone anywhere, but on social media, they're getting the clout, they're getting the attention. And so it's like, just for that dopamine hit, that like, retweet, repost, share, that, because the barrier is so low, now people are descending into like lunacy. Like
Mm,
everything has to be happening to them. Like
to them. Yep.
basically, when I listen to the tape, it's like someone paid me a compliment. What is this world getting to? Like, why is someone paying me? Like, things are happening to me. War
Yeah, she
is
think the
me.
world. I mean, she think the world revolves around
Revolves
her.
around here.
Exactly. Like, war is me that someone pays me a compliment. Oh, Twitter. Oh, Instagram. Oh, TikTok. Come and help me lick my wounds because I've been wrong so much because someone said
Stop
I
being
was nice.
dramatic.
I mean, doesn't that
That
speak
is
to the
the
fact that
import.
she wasn't? I mean, she don't get this from home,
She's
right?
missing
She's
a
never
lot of
had
these
it.
things.
Right. She lack it. She's been so starved of emotional or any affection to the point that if she gets it, ooh, what is this? I don't know how to interpret this, right? I don't know how to analyze this. This is weird, right?
Chris, what do you think the cost would be? I want to hear you.
I think a lot of a lot of things come to play. I mean, from home, the hunger for external validation, and also being able to create content to throw out some modern words. Like people want to throw out modern words out of pocket, cringe, weird,
Out of pocket.
like, of course, like people will hear this word, this modern vocab somewhere,
And they want to use it.
they want to use it in a
That's so
story.
sus. No
like,
cap.
Yes, I mean,
please, pa, please.
I am dying.
Yeah, so
I am dying.
it's a whole lot. I think a lot of things come to play, especially. I think the bigger picture here is external validation. Yeah, external validation and the likes and all that. It's very serious. That's the thing.
That's interesting because, and I think we're nailing some of the reasons, right? I like some of the comments. Let me go through some of the comments real quick. I'm going to ask you guys a few more things because the conversation is going to expand beyond this particular video into society in general. But Rashid came in and said, as a member of the Boo Hive, I decided not to comment till if Yaya got into this.
She really.
Listen, this Boo Hive thing is not taken off. We're not going to allow that.
Hater.
Look at you. You've had fancy words, so you just want to use it. Chris,
Yeah.
look at what you were talking about.
Yes.
She just wants to use modern words. Maxwell is saying, I'm here. Why, Max? We're glad you're here. Content creation, Afao. Max is also a content creator, also. He does TikTok dance and everything.
Oh,
Nice.
Mike Ledu is here. If your boy is doing ill, if you wanted to be on that guy's TikTok so bad, she was learning dances and everything. I have videos. If you joke, I'll put it on here. If your boy was trying to get TikTok famous,
really?
because nobody compliments her dance when she goes out to parties. Rashid is saying, in the lady's instance, she wanted to comfort herself. Like, he is not good for me because he would be complimenting other ladies if he was with me. Who said his proposal was about you? That's interesting, Rashid. That's wonderful.
I made a comment about this, right? Someone had a great response to this video and said, my boyfriend or my fiance flew me to Greece to propose to me, and you think you have one up over me because he gave you a compliment.
Exactly.
I mean, how does your brain process it to that point?
I have the ring, and you think you got a compliment.
Right, someone flew me all the way to Greece, and the person said, "You look beautiful today." So that is the greatest thing any man can do for you.
And I like the fact that she ended with, "I'm so lucky I'm not with anybody." I'm like,
in the video, she asked a question that she said something like, nobody likes me. She told the guy nobody likes me.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, nobody really likes you. You can't differentiate a compliment from advancement. You don't even see when someone is throwing a shot and when someone is just want to be high. You'll be single for the rest of your life.
That's key. Rashid came back again and said it's all about dopamine rush for the attention, and the social media stats aren't helping. Seeking validation from social media, I believe, it is one sign of low self-esteem. I don't know if this is also going to be a sign of low self-esteem, but guys, if you're enjoying the show, please don't forget to leave a like on the video. Let me shamelessly advertise the show. Like, come on, If you haven't done that, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, like share. We have a
Share with
couple
your
people here.
friends.
Let's have the conversation. But this is not for dopamine. This is not for dopamine. This is so ironic, but I just had to insert it right there. Maxwell is just cracking up. He said facts and way facts and why Chris is just spewing facts, and it's true. Like, people learn new words and they want to go make videos and tell people, listen, I'm cool enough, I'm hip enough, I know how to say out of pocket, I know how to say cringe. But again, stepping away from this video, because she's not the only one doing this on social media. We see this a lot, where the art of content creation is just becoming a bit too much. Like, content is just becoming cringier and cringier over the time, right? How does it stop? How do we contribute to limiting this, especially as content creators, as podcasters? How do we play a part in mitigating these things? Should we just stop liking people's please don't stop liking this video, please. If you haven't done that, please like it. But should we just stop liking people's posts and pictures on social media? How do we go about this? How does this paradigm shift back to some level of hey, did I say lunacy? I don't want it to descend into lunacy. How do we bring some sanity back into social media interactions?
I think it would be very hard.
I don't think it will be possible.
Oh, we should give up.
Possible. I think that's already happening.
Yeah, no,
that's already happening.
Give up.
No, it's already happening.
It's going to get worse. Yes, and I mean,
I don't agree.
You can't say maybe someone puts out this video and no one is going to comment or like it. Now, if people do not agree to the story, they are going to comment. If people agree, they are going to comment.
Yeah.
And so it's going to go viral, whether people agree or not. And people are going to see this. Oh, I mean, this person is doing this. People do not agree, but she's going viral.
Yep.
And so it is going to get worse and worse. People are going to cook up stories.
Yep.
People are going to, it's going to get worse. I don't think we can do anything about it. Yeah.
That's a very bleak outlook. I don't like to accept that. I don't like to. Okay,
honestly, if you guys know, like, have you guys seen a recent trend on TikTok? Where people go live.
Come to that.
Where people go live.
The trends and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
Can we not bring that here? Can we not bring that here, please?
No, but
they go live and then they make they mimic. So the idea is on TikTok, if you go live, there are certain things you give out to the person going live. We have roles, we have different things, and the person is supposed to do an action or something. So if you give it to the person, it costs money, right? If you give it to the person will do an action to mimic it, like a cat, a rose, an ice cream, a popcorn, something. She has to make a sound to mimic it, and to, people make $6,000 in days, in weeks. Like, it's easy money now. People are doing it, and that's even worse than what you think.
I mean, it's just cringy, but I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, it's cringy, right?
But Tao, you didn't agree that society is just going to descend down this path of lunacy, and it's going to, because it looks like that's the outlook. So what do you think is going to happen? Where do you think we're going from here?
I have a strong belief that nature will always reset itself. We will always go back to because as human beings, right, we will always go back to how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Right. I've seen so many things where people are like, oh, I don't agree with these people, right? These alphabet people. And I was like, dude, you're not gonna fight nature for it. Let nature do its thing. So already, I think social media is taking care of it. There's so many people, especially those taking the gym videos, right, where it's gotten to the point where they take these videos and people bash them on social media so bad. Of course, it goes viral, but it takes such a toll on their mental health that they had to check out. They check out, and sometimes they don't even come back because it's that bad to the point that they can't even make content anymore. And so I know sometimes we talk about the fact that there's no bad, there's no bad publicity, right? But of course, no bad publicity. We'll get to a point people would still revere you and all that. But for yourself and reading all these, bash, all these comments coming at you, and sometimes when you go out, people see you and point at you and be like, "Oh, this is that girl that made that dumb video." People see you, people talk about it, and you yourself, you're like, "I gotta check out. I need to go. I need to take a break." We hear this a lot. People say, "I got to take a break." That is as a result of the dumb things they put on social media and the reaction they are getting.
It's not always dumb shit.
Wait, let me see if I get you right. That it's cyclical. We always get an emergence of a dumb culture, and you're saying over time it corrects itself. Yep. And a lot of people, and it's so funny, but people who are getting exposed to YouTube, TikTok, social media now think it's an emergent trend. No, like Tao was saying, in 2013, 2014, oh my God, YouTube Live, the YouTubers of the time, they were cringier. This thing you're talking about, like people giving you stuff for you to do dumb stuff. You remember Logan Paul? He made a big YouTube career. He was the biggest name on YouTube. Correct. And then he was just doing things. People were kissing their sisters just because their audience would just tweet that or comment that. There was a height at which we thought, okay, so society is going to be broken because of TikTok and YouTube, because YouTube really wanted content creators and we're pushing these lunatics, right? But they all checked out. Tao is saying, they're all burnt out. Like all those like cringy, they've been, I don't want to name certain streamers, right?
Because what you don't know is somebody will burn out, somebody will get energy to come back. It's not going to go anywhere.
And that person will be and that person will get burnt out too.
Another person will replace them. So I'm just saying that we should get used to the idea that at any point in time we're going to have something weird that
it's the resignation that I don't understand. Like society just gives up. Like people are always going to do this. I don't think so. If there's a bad enough pushback, which again, this is why we're doing the show. Again, we're content creators ourselves, right? It doesn't mean that everything that's trendy, everything that's wonderful in content creation should be done. I'll use podcast YouTubes, for example. Fresh and Fit. For a long time, they got viral. They were saying some of the most out there stuff. But you let people go out there enough, and sometimes they go out there to the point where they fall off the cliff. Like reactionary YouTubers. There was this Eagles fan. He started off by just watching football games and giving his reaction. Dude took this thing extreme and like it just didn't need, and now he's just falling off. I think he might be even doing prison time very soon. Like the thing is, the more people get, I'm going to go out there and Tao said something. If it's going viral that you want to, you would go viral. But not all going viral is the same. There's some going viral that you go viral and you never get back to it.
Yep.
Right? There are a lot of podcasters and a lot of YouTubers and a lot of content creators that start. They keep pushing the envelope. And then there's a backlash. Like this young woman, I know she's getting a lot of numbers on TikTok. But for this video and how viral it's been, and I'm sure we're not the only people doing reactionary videos to it.
Yep.
It's going to be so much that she will be like, okay, let me take a break. And again, these people want to go viral for the endorsement, for the brands, for all those. Once those things start going away, right, it resets you. So I think I may not agree to this, but the incentive can be taken away. YouTube took down all Logan Paul's videos after he saw the suicide thing, right? Once they take the rug from under them, content goes away. Yes, some other person will start. And I agree with you, AY. When Kofi drops the button, Ajo will pick it up. But the thing is, that future is inevitable. If you're just doing things not to be positive, if you're not doing things to just uplift people, but you're just going to spew as much negativity, they say what goes around comes around. I read a quote the other day that what goes around doesn't even have enough money to get transportation to come back. But eventually, right, you get caught up in some of these things, right? Because there's only so much crazy you can be to be relevant. It gets to a point you just burn out. And so I am with Tao. We would find a way to reset. In the short run, there might not be a solution, but in the long run, society resets itself.
Can I make another comment to this? There are so many times where we see challenges, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
this I even ice bucket challenge, which probably I think that was the biggest challenge. It was for a
Yeah.
good cause, but even that, it got to a point we got tired of it.
Goes away.
It
It
went.
goes
I mean, it
away.
went away. Something else came, and if it's good, it will stay. If it's bad, it's just gonna go away. People want people's
Remember
reaction.
Silento. Does anybody
Yeah,
remember Silento?
What's there?
yeah.
Exactly.
Talento, that dance.
Exactly. Now watch me
It's a
whip.
song actually.
Now watch me
Yeah.
nene. Now watch me whip. Whip.
I don't
At a
remember.
point, it was everywhere.
Oh my
Everybody was
god.
doing it. Everybody was
You
doing
should
it.
remember if you're a boy.
But that's it.
I
You
don't
do
know.
one thing, it goes viral. Everybody, like everybody thought we were going to nene for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. And the
It goes
crate
away.
challenge too. The crate. I think back in during
Oh, that thing was
COVID.
so dumb, man.
It
That
was
great
so
thing.
dumb. It got to a point people realized, wait, I'm not gonna do this anymore. People stop watching. As soon as it comes, I just flip it over because I'm like, this is stupid, right?
But
And that is the only way as a society we can do checks and balances. That's how we're gonna, we're gonna, you know, sieve some of the chaff away, right? That's how we're gonna do it.
Well, maybe to some extent, I agree with
Mhm.
you guys.
Mhm.
So when you talk about taking away the incentive, so usually people do it for the money or for the
Mhm.
attention,
Mhm.
right, or both. So maybe people stop interacting with these content.
Mhm.
You know, you get tired of it, you don't want to watch it anymore.
Mhm.
They will stop. Or maybe the money they're making on the side, we, you know, like
It goes
YouTube
away.
taking it goes away, they will stop. But as to how we can make them like crazy things stop, I think at every
You want
point,
you want to stop everything. And you want us to stop bad things from happening before it even happens. That I think you're
We
trying to be
can't
God
do
here.
that. No, we can't
no,
do that.
I mean, I'm
But
not saying that is what it's supposed
but
to
if yeah,
be.
but
Oh,
do you think this would happen? This would also be helpful. And again, this
mhm.
is in thinking about this show, the reason, and Rashid said he can't believe. I'm like, there's so much negativity out there. It's about time people started doing content that's positive, addressing some of these things. I think, especially, and I'm going to dox myself here, but I, I'm pretty conservative, right? I'm pretty conservative in some of my thought. But sometimes when you go on social media, you might think it's only extreme progressive ideas that exist. And nobody wants to engage them anymore. Nobody just, and so people are just being silent. And so it sort of creeps up on you. It's like, this is all everybody thinks about. It's time for people to speak out, right? If you don't believe in this, you have to speak out.
Yep.
Sometimes it's like people are getting so tired of engaging, and so it looks like we're creating these echo chambers, and it looks like idea A is the only idea out there. It's time to
Yeah.
say no. The conservative values that are good, right? They're things that we can maintain, and so there are people putting positivity out there in the world to
Wait, Kojo, did you say you're conservative?
pretty. I didn't say I'm conservative. I'm pretty conservative. I'm more center leaning, but I tilt right in some ways, especially when it comes to economic stuff. Right.
Mhm.
I'm not a big fan of print money and give it to everybody. So yeah, economically I'm very conservative. Like, but
I think he is.
that's a conversation for another day, right? And so sometimes when we leave like people who are saying, oh, people are creeps, people are weird, people are this, to be the only voices out there, it feels as though the whole world is losing their mind. If you don't
Yeah.
believe in that, you got to speak out, right? We've got to make people know. Especially a lot of people are quiet because they think, oh, I'm the only one who thinks this way. I'm the only one who thinks this girl's video is out of pocket. And so when you speak out, they'll be like, okay, I'm not the only one. There are other voices. And the independence to think for yourself, the ability to think for yourself and not just go with the crowd, not go with the mob, is going to be good.
I
So
think that
maybe
is
speaking
one
out
of
is
our
good.
biggest issue, though. What you just said,
Mm-hmm.
ability to think for yourself
Mm-hmm.
and be firm in your decision, like in your thoughts,
Mm.
not rigid but firm, and have reasons to back it.
Mm.
So sometimes people have their independent thoughts, right? What they
Mhm.
think, how things supposed to work and everything,
Mhm.
but they are not able to bring it out because
Mhm.
they are scared of what people think of them. Like, why do you think this way?
Yep.
I think we should be ready to be different. And we shouldn't be scared of voicing things out. It's not going to do anything to us. Right? Sometimes it might
I
cost
don't know,
you.
man. That's scary.
It
When
is
you,
scary.
I
It is
know,
when you
scary.
I
advise
In the
people
know,
to be
world
you
we're
guys.
different,
living in,
Look,
it's
people
very
got
I
scary
crazy
to
know.
ideas, man.
to
I
think for
know it's
yourself.
scary. I know it's scary, But I think the more we do that, the better for everyone. Don't
I
think
agree.
if
I
I bring
agree.
this out, this is so different that people are gonna call me weird. I mean, if they call you weird, is that the end of life? No.
It could be. It could be if you're losing your job because you have an idea.
You know,
And
Yeah.
again, that's a beauty of. Mhm.
I'm at the fence when it comes to why certain people keep their thoughts to themselves. I think you should say it.
I think
Say
you have an.
it.
I think if you have an extreme take, right? Maybe talk to a couple of friends before you put it on the
Maybe
internet.
don't. When you have an extreme take, maybe don't say anything.
Well, maybe you may not think it's an extreme take. Get a
Yeah.
That's
few from
true.
Get
your
That's
friends,
someone to
true.
listen
right? Get a
to
few from
it.
your friends and say,
Yeah.
"Man, you
Bounce it
crazy,
around a
man."
couple of friends.
Right
Bounce it
before you
around
put
in
it on
a
the
safe
social
space
media.
before you go on social media to go yell
Don't
it
pull
out.
out your phone right after you get a thought. Like, God,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's also an issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, tweeting everything you think about,
Mm-hmm.
and the idea for Twitter, for a lot of people, is just like their diary, like somewhere they can just tweet their thoughts and
yeah.
you
Sometimes I
know
feel like
think
someone needs
out
to seize
loud.
Kwesi Fraud's phone sometimes because he be
Ah!
going at it.
Mr. Frost is not on the show to defend himself. I'll wait for him to be here and then you guys can go at it.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that, especially some of the individual things we can do, like the personal things we can do. Because I think in the day and age we live in, your social media regulation and the things, the thoughts you put out is your job. It's your duty to be thoughtful and mindful about it. Like nobody's going to come here work for you. Like you have to do it. But let me go through some of the comments, right? Rashid is asking, are regulating content creation to only videos, or are we looking for posts in general? I think we're talking about posts in general, not just videos, but generally the things we put out on social media, the pictures you put
Yeah.
on Instagram, the streams you do on Kick and what is that name, Twitch, and all that. All that matters, right? Rashid is saying Chris is right. For people addicted to attention, any interaction will sustain or increase their rush. But sometimes it can also beat them down, especially if they're looking for validation and everybody is saying, "Oh, you're out of pocket," and people are again. I've used out of pocket so much. Why am I using this? I'm not a Gen Z, so I can't use Gen Z language. But if everybody really lets you know what you did was wrong, sometimes it causes people to revert or change course. Maxwell is saying, I gotta check out new vocabulary way. I'll use it somewhere.
New vocabulary. Why? I'll use it
You use it
somewhere.
somewhere. You gotta check out. Don't check out, bro. But how the wreck of you are you?
I
Even
don't
the
know what I've
way
done
he
to this
talks.
guy, man. Kwame, leave me
Kwame,
alone,
you
man.
gotta be careful, man.
Free
Kojo
me.
is Rashid is saying Kojo is on point. The energy to sustain the level of content is finite, and time will test it. Using as an example Silento, he's back in the news, but for the wrong reasons. Absolutely. I hear he's going to go to
Oh,
jail
really?
for, yeah, he killed someone, and so he is going to face his trial and have his day in court. But yeah, he was TikTok before TikTok became a thing. Where everybody
Right.
was doing the whip and the nene. Every musician was doing it in their dance videos. It became a big thing, and now he's nowhere. But Taupa, even in the US, the police wait for things to happen before they act. Try reporting threats and hear the cops respond.
Yeah, I
You
think
go
this is where
vest.
fear.
Yeah, I think it was Rafia. We cannot get ahead of stopping. Like we can't stop people from tweeting bad things, but once
No,
they
no,
put it
no,
out
no.
there,
I know.
reaction can
I
set
don't
it.
think I said that.
No. I think Tao was just extrapolating that
Oh,
you saying that
okay.
it will go away would be as saying that we've taken everybody's right to be stupid away. No, but if you're stupid, society will correct itself, right? Society will let you know, hey, what you did, we're not going to stand with that.
Right.
Ajwa Jumo Mensa is saying, honestly, no one thinks like us. There are also people on the other side of the spectrum who support the content so it will thrive. Social media has just made it easier to identify your ops. That's
Yep.
an interesting thing. That's an
Yep.
interesting thing. And I think a lot of us don't appreciate that. Sometimes you should appreciate how opposite people think from you, right? Like, you might be thinking, do good things, and you go on social media and you see people like Bongo who make a name for themselves by tearing people down. It's good to know, okay, they're out there. They're
Yeah.
out there. Sometimes, you live too comfortably. Your friends are all decent people who
Yeah.
think and have a brain, and they have. And you go online and you see people with half a pound of brain in their head, and you're like, oh, okay, the ups are there. So yeah, you're not so wrong. It's also good to identify what the opposite side looks like. It's something we take for granted. It's not always about interacting or changing their mind, but just knowing they exist and what the counter ideas to yours look like. Sometimes it's good enough. It's not comfortable, but it's good enough. Tao has a point, but at the same time, you can interact with being offensive, and that leaves it open to interpretation. The wise ones will defend you. I didn't get that comment completely, but
Yeah, I got to read it again.
I also think, and I think if the point is just go out there and interact, and you'd find people in your circle. I think I always tell AY at the beginning, especially on PY radio, that was one of the things I loved about it. It's not the fact that we all, we didn't share common ideas, but we go on social media and we have different ideas. But back in the day, it was respect. And I talked about Raymond at the beginning of the show. The first day I interacted with Raymond, we're on very different sides of the economic spectrum. AY, this is where I was very conservative in my economic approach, and he's very liberal in his economic approach. We had very wonderful conversation. I mean, if you were listening to us, you might think these people are crossing a line. You think these people are angry, but it was a beginning of a wonderful friendship. But that's the thing, right? We should be able to interact with ideas, and I wouldn't say the wise ones. The people who agree with you would defend you. For me, and for the people who know me, I don't think the ideas I hold are necessarily the right ones. They're just my ideas. They work for me. Like, this is what I think. You could think something different. And that's why I love to argue and explore other people's ideas, right? I may not change my mind.
I only agree with you maybe 20% of the time.
Exactly, but it's fine, right? We should be able to have the conversations. But these days, it's becoming very difficult. 20% is more than good enough. If your boy agrees with me 1% of the time,
we don't see eye to eye.
1%
we
of
don't
the
see
time.
eye to eye.
But we still manage to, make it work. And that's the beauty, right? She's very economically progressive. Print money and put it in everybody's account. Make everybody a millionaire. And I'm like, no. Let's not do that. You see, let's not buy a house for everybody. But yeah, that's about it. Let's wrap up on this social conversation. I think I'm happy we didn't do too much. I was hoping we don't do too much and dox ourselves too much. Today, at least the listeners know. But please, outside everything, I'm a libertarian. That's what I want to be known for. Not my conservative ideas, but my libertarian ideas. Do as you want. Like, so long as you're not breaking the law, do whatever you want. don't listen to me. That's my ultimate idea. That's what I stand for. Your liberty to live your life so long as you're not harming anybody. Not the conservative or the left or the right. That's not what matters. So yes, Chris, are you going to dox yourself, or we're going to move past this and get into another part of the conversation I like?
Oh, I mean, let's move to the next.
We should move to the next session. I'm waiting for your teams, guys. Please text me your teams immediately.
I sent it to you.
You sent it to me.
It's not complete, so let me just randomly pick some and we'll see. Oh man, I just reset it. Okay.
All right. So, in the next part of the conversation, for those of you who don't know, here at the Kasa Podcast, we have a fantasy league. Last season, we had a wonderful league. So Tao, did you win it? No, you did not win.
I won the PY radio run.
Yes, you did not win this. For those of you who play fantasy, the season is about to kick off. 3 weeks' time. 3 weeks from now, we're going to kick off the fantasy league. The Kasa Podcast Fantasy League always happens. Today, we've had some heavy conversation. Now, we're going to go into some light-hearted conversation. We're going to look at the teams, right? We're going to look at the teams every one of our panelists has. Chris, do you have your team? You can text it to me and I can put it up.
It's not ready. I'm not putting my team together.
Hey.
And so since everyone's is not ready, I'm going to see if
mine will be ready. It will be ready in about 5 minutes. I'll send it
in about 5 minutes. Okay. We're going to look at some of the teams. I have a VI Boys team. A VI Boy, you're going to walk us through your team. You're going to tell us what the thinking is behind the team, right? And if you haven't made your team yet, you can look at a VI Boys team and probably will give you some ideas.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I feel like we're doing it way too early. We still got a month to season start.
No, it's
we do. I should change and get new people.
And definitely, yes, this is not the final teams in the list, but we're just putting these teams out there, having some conversation around it, whipping up some interest on the fantasy league, the Kasa Podcast Fantasy League. Because this year we need some new players. We need some new players in the process, right? So if you're well, what are you going to give the winner this time? Last year you said you were going to give a PlayStation and you did not give the
I'm
PlayStation.
going to fly the person.
I don't believe it.
Iradi, to where? To where? Now we want to know where the destination is.
I'll be flying the person to Ghana for a 2 weeks vacation. So
Guys, you heard it here first. And don't let her say she did not say it. She said the winner of this year's fantasy league is going to get a plane ticket to Ghana.
No,
to
a
go
plane
spend-
ticket. I will be flying you there. So hopefully by next year, I'll have my
If you're
pilot
is
flight.
drilling us now. But whatever it is, guys, remember, she
Your
said
life,
she's
huh?
going to fly you to Ghana for a 2-week holiday. And so if
That
you
is dependent on me getting my
please
pilot's license.
don't give us any more. We don't want to hear it.
Boy.
Once
If-
you said it,
if I'm already in Ghana,
No, it doesn't count. I have to take you to Ghana.
so please, if you win
I'm
it,
flying you to Ghana. For
if you
2 weeks
win it, you can
vacation.
just go to Togo and she'll fly you back to
right?
Ghana. At this point, whatever happens, if your boy is flying somebody on her dime to Ghana, and so yes, the fantasy. I know a lot of people are super excited. Dachshund was in the team, in the league.
Actually, I asked of you when I got here. I
Hey,
thought you didn't show up.
hey.
I'm glad you did.
The things people
Who is
can
that
do.
Hene?
Dachshund
My
is
friend.
he's one of our
Oh,
listeners.
okay.
He's always on. He's amazing. One very wonderful young man. I hang out with him when I went to Ghana. Brother, proper brother. He made me have a good time. He actually took me to the airport on the last day too. Proper brother.
Oh,
Dachshund.
nice.
Much love to you, man. Maxwell is saying fantasy, Mado. Maxwell, you can share your team, and if you're here and you have your team ready, you can share it in the comment, and we're definitely going to, talk through it. Could you beware? If fierce minions will kidnap you and take you to the planet
Buranos.
if you say anything we dislike, listen, these minions on the show, please, no more minions. We're going to look at if you're Weston. If your team is up, talk to us.
Yeah.
What is the thinking? Why this team? What are you trying to achieve? What is
That's
the
not my
motivation?
team.
Hey, this is not your team.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm giving you a good team. Okay, this is mine.
Can you imagine?
Okay, so this is my team, right? Again, anything, it's going to be in flux, right? Before the season start, anything can change. I went for low budget goalkeepers because I wanted to spend my money elsewhere. If you can look up here, up top, this is where I'm spending all my money. Haaland is 40 million this year. Having Haaland
It's
is
so
a
crazy.
headache.
Last year he
Yeah,
was
it's
like
expensive.
he was 10 million.
Yep.
I was
This-
like, how
this
did
year-
he just go up in value? Well, of course he has a trouble, but it's ridiculous, and they know people will buy. So
It is ridiculous. I am Captain Haaland. Last season, I learned my lesson. I sat there and didn't take Haaland for the first 6 weeks. And then if you're a boy and Tower Dems got all the points, I am not making that mistake. I'm
yeah.
having Haaland all season.
Yep.
Even if he's injured for 6 months, he's going to be in the team just in case anything
Easier
happens.
that way.
So I built my team around Haaland, right? Haaland is the reason. So Haaland, Gabriel Jesus, I'm on the fence with. Because the preseason, I looked at him yesterday against us, and he was not giving me vibes of start me. I don't even know if Arteta is going to start him, right? I would look at the rest of the preseason. So he is one of those people who could go. In my midfield, right? I spread the love. I try not to go. Last season, I got burned with Manchester United. I just kept all my. I'm still having 3 Manchester United players. I've maxed out on Manchester United. I don't have any other City players. I have Bruno Fernandes. I have Rashford. Rashford is 9 million now, guys. So if you want to get Rashford, you should think of how you're going to move your team around to get the funds for him. He's more expensive than Bruno, even though I think Bruno is a better asset than Rashford. Mbemo, Mitoma, Saka. Saka is expensive. I'm on the fence with Saka. I might downgrade him to
how much
Martinelli.
is Saka? How much does it cost?
I don't know, but he's like 8 million or 8.5. How much is Saka?
Saka's 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5. I might downgrade to a Martinelli if I need to free up some funds. But again, I still have a lot of funds here with the Gabriel Jesus. I might downgrade. Jesus would be the first candidate for downgrade. And then my back, I just want people who can assist and try and at least keep clean sheets. Trippier is on corners, he's on penalties, so he's always my guy. He's on free kicks too. Estepinian last season was decent, right? Brighton was half decent, so he did keep some clean sheets. I hope they continue, but he's one of those people who could also fall out of my team very fast. Like if Brighton doesn't start like they finished last season, him and Mitoma are goners, like they're gone. And so this is my team, and that's the thinking behind it. Haaland is always going to be my captain. I'm going to triple captain him very soon because my triple captain often goes wasted. I triple captain someone on double game weeks and they let him play one time, so I lose. So that's my team. Evia, let me put Evia West team on. I will bring Evia West team. All right, Evia, you're going to walk out. Hey, Evia, I'm looking at your team and I see injured players on your.
What is your problem? What is your problem?
Walk us through it. What is happening? Talk to us. No, please talk to us.
So, you can tell where I spent my money, and what is very important to me is points. So it's my strikers. But then I don't know who and how the season will go. So I got Kane.
The guy who's going to be playing in Germany.
Just to keep my money. I know he's not going to go down. His money is not going to go up. If he moves, I have 12 million or 12.5 million to spare. So I got him to put him down. Some players, you get them and then their value go down after the first 2 weeks. Kane is typically not that kind of player. So I was like, yeah, he can hold my money, So I decide if he's going to play there or get a new striker.
Okay.
So Haaland is 4 million. Kane is like 12 freaking.
Haaland is 14 million.
Haaland is 14. Kane is 12.5.
So that's 26.5 million.
That's a chunk of
a quarter
money
of your spending
gone
on 2 players. That's
just 2.
Wild.
Just 2 people. But again, I
That's
prioritize points, people that score goals. So that is the idea. And why I chose Kane is he has value. So it's gonna, at least if I'm not appreciating, it's not also going to depreciate.
Can I ask you, do you know about the Kane myth? He doesn't score in August.
Hey, Asimbeni. Who said
Kane
this?
for several seasons never scored in August. Tao, do you know that nothing? He never scores in August.
He don't start.
He doesn't start the season well. His first goal always comes in September.
Well,
so if you're picking him,
I have 12 million. I'll just go and switch him for somebody else immediately if I see that. And then for my midfield, I have Rashford.
Okay.
Well, last season he was pretty decent. He was good. Not decent. He was really good. So he scored a lot of goals for Manchester United. So, and I sort of have a little faith, like 0.5% faith.
We're not doing sports here. You don't have to come and rub it in.
In United, and not in United, in the coach.
Oh my God.
Ten Hag, not the team, the coach. And so I got Rashford. What's the name? Newcastle, Almiron. This guy is good. I don't know what anybody say. That team, Newcastle, is going to do wonders this season, and this is on God. This is on God.
You're coming here with your Gen Z terms again. This is on God.
No cap. They are going to do wonders. So I maxed out for Newcastle.
Yeah, I see that. You got Botman, Trippier, and
them.
I see.
And then Mitoma last season was good. I got him the wrong times last season, but this season I got him pretty early. So, then Martinelli for Arsenal because they finished pretty good last season. And I think he's a captain for Arsenal, right?
No.
He's not? Okay. Well, he usually starts.
He's always is Arsenal's captain.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was actually going for but that's fine. Martinelli starts like he's part of the first 11 and he's good. Pretty good. So, yeah, I got Martinelli. And then, sure, for some funny reason, I don't trust this guy so much. But last season, he proved me wrong. I was like, okay, because I have faith in the coach and he sort of turned this player around. Let me get him. He was good. And then Mace too is good. His team is pretty decent. They don't do extra. But I didn't have enough funds to get a very good defender. And usually to get a defender that scores a lot of goals is hard to find. So Let me just get something, and I got.
I said all my excuses be brave pal.
Me too. Any excuse, an
I
explanation
said all my
why
excuses.
I got my
she's like,
grade.
she's telling us why she's going to be last, and we should be patient with her.
Hell no.
Yeah.
If I'm flying somebody to Greece, I'm flying. See Greece to Ghana.
Hey,
It's myself.
you
Okay,
change it. You change it to Greece now.
not Greece, Ghana.
Okay. Oh.
I'm flying myself, and I know
Okay.
this season I'm the one winning.
Hmm.
Top, not top of the whole fantasy. That is
So who won the Kasa
far-fetched.
podcast thing last year?
Oh,
I think Nana won.
Nana Prempeh, yes.
Yeah, Nana won.
Yeah. No
So-
By
problem.
how
And then
many points? Because I need to know
By
if I
quite
would
a
have won
bit.
if I was in here.
I think he
He's
won by
good.
quite a bit.
that guy is like, I have to see, the oracles that he visits because he is good.
Okay.
He's really good at what he does.
So AY, you have Mings. You have
Oh,
Mings.
trippy. What money, you guys know why I chose them because of Newcastle and they're good and blah blah blah.
Okay.
Raya is good. I mean, I didn't have enough fun, so yeah.
But you
chose
think
it.
Rhea is even going to be at his club come the start of the season?
Whatever happens.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have money again. Like, you see how much money I've spent on the just two players down there.
I like your bench though. You're benching. You're going for players who are injured. Like
Oh,
it's
boy.
wild. It's wild. I like the Ghanaian
No, when I
representation.
got this guy, he was not
was not
injured.
injured, eh?
No, I don't know what
Okay.
happened, but he was not injured.
We're going to go and see Tao's team, and Chris, you're going to be the judge. Who you think is going to get the most points in week 1 if the teams don't change? If you're a boys team, let's go and see Tao's team. Tao, you just sent it to me. I looked at it. I'm like,
Yeah, I know.
Tao just went there and copied my team and put it here.
Oh no, that's not true. I wasn't even listening
I
to
know.
you.
It's very different. It's very different. But this is Tao's team. Chris, talk to me. Tao, walk us through your team and the things that motivated your decision.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm gonna try and not give out too much of my
Your game
of my
plan.
strategy, right? Yeah, my game
Eesh.
plan. But
Oh my goodness! This
Hey,
player
relax.
was there.
If you're a boy, relax. You
So-
just saw someone's team.
It's
right,
it's
I
about,
try to go.
it's about to
I mean, this
copy-
team is
copy
gonna
a
change a
lot of
lot.
things, yeah.
This team is gonna change a lot, right? But I
Okay.
think the stem, like the stem of the team, is still gonna be there.
Mhm.
You always need. So if you're talking about a stem, like the stronghold, pretty much.
Mhm,
So like you need to have the goalkeeper,
Mhm.
the defense, the midfield, and then the offense, right? So
Mhm.
if you look at a striker, Haaland will always be there, and he's not going anywhere. I don't care. I mean, obviously, I don't wish bad on him, but if he gets injured, I'm gonna find someone else to come in. That's why I have Mitrovic.
But Mitrovic is going to Saudi Arabia.
If he does, it's probably gonna happen before the season.
He said he's
starts, and
never
so-
going to play for Fulham again.
He said that.
He said that they're trying to block him from going to Saudi Arabia. He's like, I'm not going to play for this
Yeah.
team.
I can put Watkins in there too. Although Watkins, they all
Okay,
yeah,
Oli Watkins.
they're all the same thing. So
Decent, yep.
I can put Watkins in there. Or I can put even Minks. Not Minks. Inks. Inks is even maybe $1 million cheaper, £1 million cheaper. So I can go ahead and I can invest the money somewhere else. But let's get into my midfield because I want to keep my defense last because I always have a strategy with my defense. So the midfield, I'm talking about a stem to you keep highlighting that guy. You cannot take him off. He's a
I don't know how you manage to get Haaland and Salah and Rashford in your team. Like it doesn't make any sense. That's
Well, it does, and that's a strategy that I'm doing with
It's
my defense.
wild. I'm looking at his players. I'm like, what? How much money did you have?
I know because
I had the same thing.
You know,
I
they
had the
say
same
that
100
you
million.
build
Wait, how
your
much is Salah?
Salah is 12 million.
12.
Oh, so if I want to go for Salah, I have to sell Kane. Okay.
Yeah, but if you sell
so you
Kane,
can't
how
have
are you
Kane,
going
Haaland,
to,
and
which that's the thing. He's a midfielder, so then you have to do more than one transfer to get him
2
in.
seasons ago, Kane was pretty good to get because he and Son, right? If you have Kane, you got to get Son.
Yep.
This one gives you an assist. This one gives you
a goal.
It makes sense. Last season, I mean, I was talking to this guy and I told him Kane had one of the record, even his personal best, but it started making the news because of Haaland, right?
Yep.
But I feel like if I'm getting Kane, I have to get someone from the same team that's giving him the assistant.
Mhm.
Son is kind of off, and so I just don't see Kane
Yep.
being,
Yep.
valuable
That's true.
anymore. And so
That's
Salah,
true.
you got to get Salah. Martinelli,
Okay.
I think this is gonna be, he's gonna pick back off of last season. He's been kind of like the young guy, but now I feel like he's matured. He's gonna start performing. I think Arsenal is gonna win the season the league this season. It pains
Hey,
me to say it. It pains me to say it, but I
hey.
think he's gonna be a big part of it.
I
I don't.
don't believe this
I
one
hope they
bit.
don't win. I hope they don't win, but I think they will
We
win.
told you
And
to come and say your fantasy team, not your fantasies. What
all
are
right,
you?
let's go
What is this?
to it.
How can
um,
Arsenal win the league? Like, come on, this is a bit extreme.
yeah. Well, I picked Rashford too. I think Rashford is also a pretty good fantasy guy. He gives you
Mhm.
points. He doesn't
Mhm.
really play very well. I mean, United, fans don't really like him like that, but
Mhm.
I think he's very good. He scores, he gives assists, even though he doesn't play very well. So you got to get him. And at 9 million, you just got to get him. So you always need to pick one, premium,
Mhm.
one premium striker and one mid-tier striker. And that is what I got with Haaland and Mitrovic. And then with the midfield, you always got to get a premium midfield, which is in Salah, and a
Mhm.
mid-tier in Rashford and Martinelli. And then you downgrade down to maybe lower tier, which mostly you get them because of the price, right? Eze is good. He scored a lot of goals last season,
Yeah,
if you
Eze
remember.
is the one I'm talking about, right? When I
Right.
was
But
like,
then he's
oh,
also
this
very
guy.
cheap. He's like 4.5 or I think 5 maybe,
Yeah,
right? And so you
yeah.
got to get him. Chukwuemeka, I'm not going to play him. It's not going to be, he may not play very well. I think I'm still going to get him out. But
Mhm.
Carney is good. And so he might play, but you don't know. We'll see.
And what's the
I'm going to,
idea for the defense?
so the defense, I always go, you realize if you really know ball, you realize that they all play similar game, right? I never pick center back because they're not very
Mhm.
good. They're
Yep.
not very valuable, in the
They don't
fantasy. You
bring much
always
to
got to
the
go with
team.
fullbacks. Because
Mhm.
fullbacks, if you get a clean sheet, they get 6 points and they can
Mhm.
always bump forward and get you an assist or a goal. And you
Mhm.
you end up getting 8 or 9. So I always go with that. And then for my goalkeeper, you have to go with Steele. I think Steele is gonna Steele stole the position from Sanchez, and
Mhm.
so because
Hmm.
he's also really cheap and he's starting to play, you got to get him because there's something with fantasy called differentials, right? Someone that's very good that will get you the points, but very cheap,
Hmm.
right? No one is gonna be getting him. He's cheaper. He doesn't
Mhm.
have the name, but he gets you the points.
Gets
So
you the
people
point.
like Martinez, Steele, yeah, those people that are really good differential goalkeepers, and that's the plan for my team. I made this up like 5 minutes ago, and so there's
Hey.
gonna be a lot of changes, but we'll see how it goes. And just so you know, I won it last season with PY Radio, so
You
I
did.
don't know
You
what I'm
did.
talking about, but we'll see how it goes.
Hey.
A lot of people are
I'm
coming for
coming for
you.
that
A
position.
lot of people are coming
PY.
for you, and then leagues have been renewed. I know Sule is asking if we're using last season's code. I'm getting this season's code right now, and I would share with you. I'm going to let it crawl on the bottom of the screen so that everybody who wants to join can join. This year's code is different. Let me put that in. I, I am doing this live,
Doing what?
getting the code out.
Hmm.
Yep, this year's code is out and it is scrolling down on the screen. AM4FFZ. That's this year's code. I've had a few come in. Let me just present one last one. People just started texting me their teams, and so I'm going to go through one of the viewers sent this one in.
Okay.
I don't want to name him,
No, you
but
have to name him.
I'm not going to do that. But this is his team.
That is
And
not fair.
he's got Haaland, he's got Kane, he's got Rashford, he's got Mitoma.
That's
This
my
is a
friend.
stacked
This
team.
this person is my friend. I know for
And he's
sure.
got Edison. He's got Edison. I'm like, this is a very stacked team. But thank you guys for sharing your teams. And we wish you all the best. If you haven't done that, you can join the Kasa Podcast Fantasy League. The code is right there. I am going to be, it's open, so you can just join the league. Last season, Uncle Sule was in the lead. He took a very early lead and he started falling off. He ended up almost last. But it's always fun. I'm out for a girls president to say, I'm coming for you this season, Tao.
Who's
And
Oh,
looking
that?
at your
Who's
Kwame
that?
Chelsea.
Kwame
He's
Chelsea,
also very
Oh, he
good.
looking at
sucked. He
Kwame's team,
sucked.
looking
He
at
blew
Kwame's
it
team,
last
I
season.
think he has a chance, right?
He
Oh,
has
that
a
was his team?
chance.
I'm not going to name names.
Oh, you
I'm
blew
not
it.
going to
You
name
blew it.
names.
Now I know. You
AY,
just
I've
said
screen recorded what you said. I don't want any long
Oh,
stories when I
obviously,
win.
why?
So yes, at the end of the day, Maxwell is going to take you up. Yes, but the Kasa Podcast Fantasy League, again, we're whipping up some interest in the Fantasy League. Chris is going to bring his team some time. But it's been a Kasa Podcast. We've been talking about content creation. And today we've just given you guys our teams for the season, right? The season is about to begin. The preseason tour has begun and people are taking Martinelli. Yesterday, the little boy, Kobe Menu, was cooking rice in the midfield when we took Arsenal. We beat those people in the regular time 2-0, and then when we just gave them penalties, and we beat them 5-3 on penalties. But we're not going to say Man U is back. We're not going to say that. But we destroyed those Arsenal people. The Gunners are gone. And Tao came to sit here on my show and say they are going to win the league. Tao, whatever you drank today is not good. Where's your statue? Bring the statue. Yes.
Hey.
Yes. You should take the advice of the statue. You should really think about your own team, Chelsea. But yeah,
that's
guys.
That's why I don't have any Chelsea starter in my team. I don't do that. I've never done it.
Chukwuemeka is from which team?
I know, right? You have to
He's not a Chelsea starter though. And
He's a
that I'm
Chelsea
probably
player.
gonna kick him
You
out.
have what?
He's just a placeholder.
Gusto or something in your team too.
Gusto is not a starter. I mean, he's not gonna start over James. So
Okay. Yeah, so guys, that's been the Kasa Podcast today. We've talked about the crazy turn content creation has taken, all these trends and all these things people are doing for likes and for comments on social media. We shared our thoughts. We shared where we thought it originated from and how we could all play a part in mitigating the effects, right? And then we went ahead and shared our fantasy teams. And Tao just took the extra step of sharing his fantasies that Arsenal would win the Premier League, which I don't know what this guy drank today or wherever he slept. I think Duke
I hope they don't.
Duke kept you awake too
don't.
much for you to be thinking. They say Arsenal on top of the Premier League is like an elephant on top of a tree. You don't know how it got there, but you know it's surely coming down. Arsenal is never winning anything.
With that experience they had from last season, I think they
mark my words, they are not winning anything this season. Last season they went.
Hey, I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I know I'm right. Arsenal can't win anything. And if you're an Arsenal fan and you're here, let us know. Let me know what you think. But
so who you predicting to win?
Do you need me to tell you?
United. Aputo.
Because at the end of the day,
Aputo.
there are some reasons that makes me think that Manchester is going to win.
Get out of that fantasy, okay?
If yeah, but
Pep Guardiola is still there. He is not left.
So we know from the beginning of time, like since the Premier League started, no team has won it 4 times in a row. Manchester United was the only team that had won it 3 times in a row. Man City did it. No. This season is going to be a race between Manchester United and Chelsea.
You know,
I'd
really you lower your expectations so you don't.
Man U is winning and Chelsea is going to be second. Man City is going to be third. Newcastle is going to be fourth. Arsenal is going to be fifth. Liverpool is going to be sixth. Mark my words. And so that is my prediction for you.
Okay, I'll be here.
Next time we take all of you's predictions. But
you didn't even take the advice we just shared and said if you have any crazy idea, ask a few friends first before you put it
out. Before you bring it out. Bounce it on your friends. Like if you had told me this, I'll be like, this is so this is out of pocket. I'll tell you this. Don't say this anywhere. This also he did not bounce it on me first, and now you're saying it here. Everybody would think you don't even have friends.
I have friends. Man U is winning this league. Chelsea is going to be second. Man City is going to be third. Arsenal is going to be fourth. Liverpool is going to be fifth, and Arsenal is going to be sixth. Guys, that is all I'm saying. And if you guys don't like it, that is fine. I can see the mixed bag. Nee is here.
Wow,
Nee,
the mix.
Nee, welcome back. It's been a
Been
minute.
a
It's been a
long
minute
time.
since we saw you. I hope you're doing well. And guys, let's wrap up. We gave our last words, but let's do some last words, predictions, sports, last words. Chris, anything for us?
Um, I don't know how the league. I mean, I want to see
Who
how
is winning the league?
it's.
City.
Unless I watch first week games.
Hey,
Unless I watch first week
a
games.
guy has no cojones. But
You people like
Tao,
to
Tao, who do you think is winning the league?
Arsenal.
I hope City wins. But my brain is telling me Arsenal is gonna pin it.
I'm not even going to waste time asking if
I'm
you're
not
one.
waiting for you to ask me. I'm going to say it anyway. We all know that City is winning, right? And now he doesn't really need to win it to prove anything. But I hope it does it just so that the idea that nobody has won it 3 times in a row. Now he's done it, he can overdo it. So
Yeah.
Manchester United people can shut up.
Okay, you heard it here last. If you're a boy, it's out of pocket.
This
I don't know why if you're a boy is doing this. Like,
season I'm going to be very consistent with the games I watch so that I have enough information to defend them. Because
okay.
I know Pep is gonna win it. I hope Arsenal actually wins it because I've developed some soft spots for them. If I'm supposed to support
What
another
is going
team,
on?
I'll support Arsenal. But
Are you people just saying this for like clips and likes? And are you just saying this so that people who haven't liked and subscribed will like and subscribe? Because these things you're saying is so out of pocket. I don't get it.
No,
Like,
no. I mean, see, the
no,
season that Liverpool won it, a season before, they only lost it by a point. That's
yep.
just you learn from that, you mature, and you just you just get better. And I think that's what's gonna happen. I hope it doesn't, but unfortunately, that's just history. It's just history, right?
okay, we here. I'm going to leave it here. And yes, Efia says she's going to be flying people to Ghana. So if you win, she's going to fly you to Ghana. That is Efia's promise. Last season, she promised the PlayStation and she wiggled out of it. But today, everybody had it. Everybody had Efia say she's going to fly people to Ghana.
Don't just say it like that. I'll
No,
be
no, no, no.
literally
We're not.
may fly plane in the
No,
Wako
no, no,
Ghana.
no. That is
And it's
it.
contingent. It
Efia,
depends
Efia.
on me getting
I'm going to mute you.
my
I'm going to
pilot
mute you. We're not going to listen to
my
any
pilot's
2x4
license.
explanations.
Okay, if I get my license,
You see, we are not listening to any 2x4 explanations. And so Ifya is going to fly people to Ghana. And that has been the show. That's been our show here at the Kasa Podcast. Let me mute Ifya Yeboah and let her come and talk about her pilot license. But Ifya,
yeah, guys,
from us here at the tribe, it's what?
it's get a jet so that I can fly you.
All right, lovely people. Thank you so much for joining the Kasa Podcast. It's been a wonderful episode. Thank you so much for the likes, the comments, and everything you sent our way. Tao, Chris, Efia Yeboah, thank you so much for being in the studio. And once again, from us here at the tribe, it's
Hey, boxer.